Hey guys, so we're going to take a look at how Google handles different search queries in this, which is important because this will actually dictate how we structure our website and where we place the different keywords and kind of what keywords and what topics go where on the website. So let's take home inspection Chicago just as an example here. So what we want to be looking for, we're going to scroll right down to the organic results, and we want to be looking at the links that Google's showing us after we type that in, right? And I just highlighted 3 that we're actually not going to look at. We don't care about Yelp or HomeAdvisor. We do care about these actual local businesses though, right? So you can see Home Inspection Star has their homepage ranked for Home Inspection Chicago. We see First Choice Inspector, same homepage. Inspecting Chicago, homepage. So it looks like all the businesses, the actual local businesses, are ranking their homepage for this term right here. Now, what about if we do Residential Inspection Chicago, which essentially means the same thing, right? So now we have the City of Chicago Building Inspection, City of Chicago, Yelp. So right away we're actually seeing that Google kind of treats this a little differently, and it's tying the residential to the City of Chicago website itself, right? So 3 people just lost out their spot on page 1 just because of Google's association with residential and the city, right? It thinks that the city's official website is more important or more relevant to show somebody. So that's important to keep an eye out for. And then we're going to continue coming down here, and we're getting the local results here. So we're seeing more home pages, so that's great. So what that tells us is that from a local business perspective, Google's going to be able to rank your website for residential related keywords as well as home inspection related keywords. Now, what if we do building inspection Chicago? Now, so we're seeing City of Chicago, City of Chicago, City of Chicago. And we scroll down, we're seeing more. Okay, here we go. Inspecting Chicago. So they have their homepage ranked. First Home Inspectors, they have their homepage ranked. Chicago Inspectors General. I don't think that's actually a business. It looks like something else. But so that's actually more an indication that they're kind of drifting away from the typical local business, and they're starting to rank these city-related things that are kind of more official, right? And like even here, like this is a job site, right? Whereas when we typed in Home Inspection Chicago, we didn't get any job sites. Not to say you shouldn't do this, but you shouldn't be targeting this as your main keyword, obviously, because Google doesn't see it as the main driver for local search terms. Now, let's go another step into this, and let's put Commercial Inspection Chicago. So this is a different category now, right? So we're seeing business, City of Chicago. Okay, so we're seeing Inspecting Chicago, their homepage. These guys, I don't think we've seen them yet, but they're on the homepage. They focus specifically on commercial inspections. And then we're seeing this one, another commercial inspection, commercial building inspections, commercial services. So this looks like another commercial related service. Actually, no, it says Alta Home Inspections, and then this is just an inner page on the website for commercial services. So that's good to know. What I would be doing personally is doing some competitor research and seeing how well optimized is this page. Because there's a lot of times where if you come in and build out a specific page for a keyword, Google will actually bump you above things that are just ranking home pages for multiple keywords. So this one, again, we're seeing this well-optimized website is ranking on the first page for commercial inspections. So that's really good to see. Now what happens if we type in roof inspection Chicago? So we're seeing a very specific roof inspecting business, roof inspection business, very specific to roofing. Okay, here we go. First choice. Again, they're ranking their home page for roofing inspections. But then we have inspect a building, and they're ranking on the first page with an inner page. So the takeaway here is we always want to keep an eye on what Google is looking to rank for keywords. That's going to help us shape our strategy. My personal approach to this is always build inner pages for everything except for your main keywords, right? So like you'd want to build for a home inspection company, you're going to want to do home inspection, residential, building, property inspection type keywords on your home page. But then after that, like for roofing inspections, for commercial, for radon inspections, all these other services, I'm actually coming in and I'm building out specific pages just like these guys. And it's a good way to get to the front page of Google fairly quickly. Like we're seeing Home Inspection Star, they have a page that's just for roof inspections and they're almost on the first page. But by having the dedicated page, you're going to be able to better compete against something like Reed Roofing Chicago, right? Actually, they're not even inspection services, but yeah, so these guys are actually promoting inspections, right? Chicago Roofing Services, Inc. And yet, this home inspector company is like almost a full page above them. So it goes to show by being a bit more specific, when Google indicates that it's okay with it, that you should definitely jump on that. Now, we're going to want to start, like we looked at like radon inspection, right? So this is actually a great example because there's hardly any actual local businesses ranking until we get to the last hit here. And sorry, not that one. One more down. And these guys have quite an optimized website. They were ranking for a lot of the really good keywords that we were checking out earlier. And if you'll notice that they have a specific page on their website all about radon testing that's ranking for that keyword. And it's not even like if you're a home inspector in Chicago, you could outrank these guys. Like there's not a lot of content here. You come in with a highly optimized a page about radon testing and inspections and like 10x the content, like come out with 500-word article that's super helpful, you're going to get ahead of these guys with a little bit of optimization. And like, sure, that's not going to drive your business by any means, but it's another drop in the bucket in this whole SEO game. Let's look at another really specific one. Just because drone inspection is something that's really gaining more popularity, a little bit in the home inspection, but it's getting really popular in the roofing community, where they're actually offering these like free drone pictures, basically as a way to get in contact with people, like almost like a loss leader service in their business. Okay, so for Drone Inspection Chicago, there's literally a whole business about it. Infrared drone imaging, actually that's the same website as the other one. But yeah, like we're seeing a theme here, right? Okay, so here's a good inspection company. So these guys are competing with all of these, like these are like literally like they own this market, right? They are actual drone companies, like that's what they do, right? And having a drone inspection service to offer your people might be a small aspect, but that's not your main business, right? But meanwhile, Kerfin Inspections, who they have quite an optimized website, and they've actually come in and ranked on the first page for somebody else's industry, just by creating a page about drone inspections. Like once you really understand this idea, it gives you kind of a head start on where you should be putting your effort in, right? I'd be concerned if, and it doesn't mean I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't put it high on my priority list. If, let's say, every single website here was just a drone company, and then we looked at, like, let's say the second page of Google, and then we started seeing more home inspectors, right? Because it's proof that Google's looking for more specific websites to show, so it's going to push the drones, right? Not the home inspectors. So that's a nice little proof of concept right there that you can use in your strategizing, so that you don't accidentally go and try to optimize for some keyword that Google is never going to rank you for anyways. Yeah, so this is the most important to pay attention to with your local keywords, right? You don't really need to pay too much attention to it for your like your blog topics, but for your service related keywords where you're going to be going for like commercial inspection in Chicago, for example, you're going to want to be paying attention to kind of what's ranking and what's not and how it's ranking, right? So the takeaway here is pay attention to what Google is showing and what it isn't showing for certain queries. Are they showing your industry, or are they showing other industries? And the most important one is, are they letting your industry on the first page? The second one, are they ranking home pages or inner pages for certain keywords, and what keywords are they letting rank together, right? So we call those keyword clusters, and we essentially want to get as many keywords onto one piece of content, so one page as possible, but we never want to try to optimize, let's say, the home page of a residential home inspector's website for drone inspections, right? That's probably, like, that's going to be tough to happen. Maybe it's possible, but I personally wouldn't pick that battle. I would personally create the inner page. All right, well, let's end that here, and we're going to carry on in a few minutes here.